Hello, my friends. In this presentation, I will show you why IRS is admitting that the vast majority of the letters that they send out to you to scare you, they're simply dumb computer generated letters that basically you can ignore. Okay? Because there's nobody at the IRS. They're sending the letter to you, watching you, waiting for you to respond, and if you don't respond, they'll say, aha! I'm going to come after this guy because he ignored our letters. My name is Payman Motahede. I am the president of Freedom Law School since 1996. And this is right now, August 4, 2026. You're going to be very excited to hear the empowering truth. Go to our website, freedomlawschool.org, if you have not been there, to free yourself of IRS deception, which leads to fear. With that fear created based upon deceiving you, they get to rob and enslave you. All of that will go away once you seek the truth, and the truth shall set you free from the IRS right here in this presentation and on our website, freedomlawschool.org. So let's get to it. Let's look at some of these typical dumb computer-generated IRS form letters that are sent out by hundreds of thousands at a time, maybe even more, right? Computer just spits it out. There it goes. Junk mail, junk mail, junk mail, right? Here we go. Here's one of them. You know, it claims on the top left to be a time-sensitive information. Open immediately. Are you afraid? If you don't open immediately, you might be in trouble because it comes from this vulture on the top left that's above the letters IRS. This is from Austin, Texas IRS office. and it's IRS on the top right. IRS notice CP59, you see on the top right. Dated July 6, 2026, right? You need to file and pay your 2024 1040 tax form. What you need to do, okay? Where, if you're required to file, if you're not required to file. If we don't hear from you, they say, what happens? You may lose your refund. Get your money. File a 1040 confession tax form to get your refund. We may determine your tax for you. You don't want that. Because we know. And then you may be subject to backup withholding, fear tactic letters they use. Look at these letters again. You'll see several of them. None of them have a name of an agent on there. No signature. It's simply a dumb computer-generated form letter you can ignore. Here's another one you see right now. Again from Austin, Texas on the top right. IRS notice. CP518 is highlighted, right? Again, they say it's time-sensitive information. Open immediately to scare you, okay? Again, from the IRS office, that from the Austin, Texas office, okay? And here, what does it say? You must file your 2024 tax return. Otherwise, you may be in trouble. If we don't hear from you, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. See, again, this letter has no name on it whatsoever. There's nobody watching you. Here's another one. IRS notice, you see on the top right? Notice CP2566. This one is from IRS's Holtsville, New York office. Okay? And this was dated July 13, 2026. You still haven't filed your 2024 tax return. Why am I giving you all these letters to see? Because IRS is desperate. Because the American people are getting out. The slaves are getting out. They are no longer filing 10 for income tax confession form, putting the rope around their necks. Look at this one. They put even some numbers on this one, but they don't mean anything, these guys. Okay? These, even though they have some numbers on there, they don't mean anything. Okay? These are all computer generated. There's no agent watching this person's response or lack of response whatsoever in his 5-page letter. Okay? Here's another one. Now this is an important one. Notice of intent and notice of right to hearing. This one you should respond to. Even though this is computer generated, this is one that you do need to respond to. So all of them are not the same. This one you should ask for hearing for this collection due process hearing letters that says your right to hearing. When you see a language, you have to challenge it within 30 days by certified mail. Request for collection due process hearing in a form attached. Okay. And this is another one of these dumb computer-generated letters, letter 2800C. This is what's called a lock-in letter, okay? They send employees, copies send employer to maximize stealing or withholding from your paycheck by the employer. They scare the poor employer to rape you. This is letter 2801C, okay? This is, again, so these are the letter to the employee again, it's another lock-in letter type. Now here it is, IRM. You know what IRM is? Internal Revenue Manual, right? We got Internal Revenue Code. That's the Bible of the IRS. We got the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, that's supposed to enforce these 10,000 pages of gobbledygook nonsense, right? And then we got here the Internal Revenue Manuals. This is the manuals IRS publishes for their employees to follow about every little aspect of the organization, from information technology to examining process, collection process, you name it, it's all in here, spelled out in various different parts and chapters. Okay. Now you go here in the organization finance and management, okay, part. We go further deep into it. And we go here to part 1, chapter 17, section 8, internal and public use non-tax products. They call it. We get more detailed in there. Boom. This is the part that tells you it's 1.17.8.5.2.1 revised 2020. Okay? So they say MNP publishes form letters, survey letters, correspondence letters, right? Form letters follow MNP design standards to design these letters you get. Survey letters relate to specific surveys in most cases and are generated by a vendor. Oh, wow. They have actually third-party outsiders design these letters for them. And survey letters go to Taxpayer Correspondence Service Center, TCS, for content review, but are approved by the OMB, Office of Management and Budget. Now, look at this. Correspondence letters are computer-generated from the Integrated Data Retrieval System, IRS, and suffix C identifies these letters. Yep. So we see C, that means it's one of these another one, okay? Here they have it in part 20.1.3.1.5 revised 2018. And here is terms and definitions and acronyms. The following is a list of terms, definition, acronyms used throughout this internal revenue manual, okay? So here we go. Look at what CP is. Computer paragraph refers to computer generated internal and external notices. Yep, there it is. There's nobody watching you. They want you to believe someone's watching you. You better jump. Until you jump, file a temporary confession form, slavery form against yourself under oath if they tell you. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble. But you don't. You just leave them alone. I'll give you more information as to why that is the case. See? Remember, guys, okay, I'm going to show you there's a lot more of us than them, okay? A lot more of us than them. And we outnumber the IRS huge. And these guys are incompetent people. All they can do for the most part is set out these dumb computer-generated letters to scare you. So let's watch this cartoon that will give us a metaphor for how they deceived us to believe we're weak and they're strong.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss. They're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant.
Okay, we got a sound issue. Hold on. You ready for the sound, guys? Play with the sound time. Okay, we're starting again. This is from the A Bug's Life movie. It came out in the mid-2000 years. And this is Hopper the grasshopper. They're bigger than ants, and they're scared of ants to be the slaves. That's the metaphor of the grasshoppers, the iris, and deep state. And they're pure big, but there's a lot more of us out there. They may be trying to slave, and they have enslaved through deception. Ready to go, guys?
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss. They're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
How about this? You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life.
It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
You saw that? Yeah. You saw how much we outnumbered them? Way too many of us, and too few of them, we bury them. That's right. We all got to stop supporting the Epstein billionaire gang that's running this country. Okay? Are you sick and tired of your hard-earned money going to all the Epstein gang billionaires, the pedophiles, okay, the torturers that done this stuff and they get away with it because they are friends of Donald Trump, the friends of congressmen out there, especially the corrupt leaders? Do they lead you? You want to divorce these crooks and criminals? Well, you can. Just got to realize that you have a lot more power than you were told. You see, Restore Freedom on our website says, regain your power and your freedom. Stop voluntarily paying the Washington, D.C. swamp legally and safely. Guaranteed. Why? Because no law requires 99% of Americans to file and pay income or payroll taxes. If I'm wrong, collect the $50,000 reward I have right here, folks. I mail this to you, no charge. Okay, so let's get to a little bit more, okay, about this issue. Okay, let's look at this. The fact is, the number of non-filers is overwhelming. The people don't file was 63 million back in 1996. Okay, this is a letter that confirms that from the IRS itself. Back in 1998, they said that. Now, 30 years later, it's about 80 million. Here it goes. What does it say in this letter that's very eye-opening? It says in plain English, based on our 1996 tax filing program, we estimate, they don't know, they're guessing, estimate there are approximately 63 million taxpayers, million folks, who have not filed a tax return and initially would appear to have a legal requirement to file. Yep. And all this information is based upon information available already to the IRS on their individual master file computer system. See? They can't come after us. There's way, way too many non-files already. So all you got to do is realize that the safest way to have the IRS leave you alone is to not file any 1040 income tax confession forms, okay? Why? Because when you sign an IRS Form 1040 income tax slave confession form, you state under oath that you owe the IRS money. You do it yourself, there it is. When you sign here on the 1040 form, I bet your accountant, your CPA, then tell you, what's that tiny little writing next to sign here? What is this? Can you tell me what that says? Have you read that? Did your CPA accountant tell you what this line means or says? Of course not. Otherwise, you wouldn't sign it. You wouldn't confess under penalties of perjury, which means basically throw me in prison if everything on this form is not true, correct, and complete. And from that, you paid the tax guy to fill out for you. He should go to prison for whatever is on there incorrect. But no, you go to prison, he gets away with the money that he suckered you to give him to put the rope around your neck. That's how the corrupt system is. And you see, you also used to claim that you owe the IRS money on line 37 of the 1040 income tax confession form. There it is. And this is the language of the form: amount you owe. This is the amount you owe. You fill in this blank dollars, that's how much you owe them. I didn't make it up. That's what they. And look, you go to prison for up to 9 years for each year you sign and file a 1040 income tax confession, slavery form, any other form with the IRS. Yeah, well, people say, but pay my employer withholds from my paycheck. I have to file to get some of that money back. No, you don't. You can legally, safely stop your employer from stealing income taxes, so-called, out of your paycheck, because you will never require to have that money taken out of your paycheck to begin with. Here it is. If you go to our website, okay, if you go on the right, okay, on our website, on the menu on the top center right area, go down to free yourself from tax withholding. Click on that page, and this page comes up and shows you exactly how to free yourself from income tax withholding legally, style the withholding of federal income tax from your paycheck. There's a video here. There's written instructions how to do it. Sample form is also there. If you do it online or on paper, it's all there for you to do it very easily, every one of you. And let me remind you, IRS folks is falling apart. If you don't believe me, they're a bunch of incompetent people. We outnumber them 10,000 or more to each incompetent one IRS employee. They're disorganized, lazy on top of that. They don't work hard at all because they don't have to, because nobody forced them to work hard, right? Who forces government employees to work hard? Nobody. Congress owns them. Congressmen are there just trying to raise money for the next election. They don't care about IRS working hard or not. They don't go supervise them. Hey, you too slow. Hey, you work faster. No. They have lots of long coffee breaks, right? So here it is. Look at this. IRS is in such a bad shape, they cannot even keep up with 10 for income tax filers who have confessed to owning IRS money. This is, look at this chart, shows the amount of levies, forced bank account, and paychecks that people have been taken by the IRS. It went down from 2011 from 3.7 million down in 2021 to about 300,000, over 90% drop. By the way, it's still that way. 2025-26, it's about 300,000 still. They are such a terrible shape that to cut how much money they can buy forced by 90%, because most Americans, 2/3 live paycheck to paycheck. The IRS takes your bank account and paycheck. You're out on the street, can't pay your rent next month. So the IRS knows if they levy your bank account, you need to call them on the toll-free number, go visit a local IRS office, call the IRS's taxpayer advocate, call your congressman for help, and that's going to create even a lot more work when they cannot even take your single call to let you make a payment plan. That's right, people call for hours wait on the 800 toll-free number of the IRS just to make a payment plan. Hey, I want to pay you money. Please take my call. Oh, I got to wait for them for hours to answer my phone and take my money. Can you imagine a business that you say you're too busy to take people money? That's how incompetent and lazy and disorganized the IRS is. You don't need to be afraid of these crooks and criminal incompetent people, okay? So, and I'm going to show you this. You, by the way, it is impossible for 31 U.S. tax court judges to conduct tax trials for 80 million filers each year. That's right. This is the page from the U.S. tax court's website. So you tell me, how would they do that? They can't. It's mathematically impossible. Already tax court is overburdened. Our civil appeals officers are overburdened. We have to wait for a year for our civil officer to respond for our collection due process hearing. A year later. Okay. So when you file a for income tax confession form, you admit you're the money, there's no challenge. You lost. Because you signed under oath that you owe the IRS money. When you don't sign a 1040 form, guess what? You owe the IRS nothing. The IRS cannot just automatically take your money. No, it doesn't work that way. They must, by law, send you a tax proposal, mail it to you by certified mail to your last known address, and give you the chance in 90 days to challenge the IRS's tax proposal in the U.S. tax court. And when you do, IRS can take nothing from you until your trial is completely over. It could be 1 year, 5 years, whatever it takes, okay, before they can take your money. In fact, if you go on appeal on top of that, they'll leave you alone again. 5, 10 years, they could leave you alone or more because you're protected, you know, as long as you properly challenge them in the legal process that filers give away. Sorry to say it's about filers literally piss away their rights and their freedoms by signing a 1044. You, the non-filer, are free. You didn't confess against yourself. So that's why they cannot come after you non-filers, because there's just way too many of us and not enough of them, okay? So Folks, check out this quote we got in 1969. U.S. Senator Henry Belmont said this about the IRS. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit more, guys, and see it's a little bit better. Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice and big, okay? In a recent conversation with an official of the IRS, I was amazed when he told me if the taxpayers of this country ever discover that the IRS operates a 90% bluff, the entire system will collapse. Yes, that was in 1969, in IRS's heyday, where they were feared and much better organized. Now they're falling apart. The condition of the IRS is far worse than it was in 1969. As a result, in 2017, IRS stopped going after non-filers. They started issuing a few letters last year to non-filers, very tiny amount, to scare you, because they realized your law school's waking you guys up. You're waking up. You're leaving. The sheep are leaving. The slaves are leaving. So they started to scare you, but those scare letters don't mean nothing. We outnumber them no matter what. Okay? So remember this. At the end, the best way to have the IRS leave you alone is to stop filing 10 for income tax, confession, slavery forms. Okay? Very simple. It's all up to you to free yourself, keep your heart and money. Go to our website, freedomlawsuit.org, and you see that based on the U.S. government's official legal websites, no law requires 99% of Americans to file pay income and payroll taxes. Yep, it's all there. For you to verify, all you got to do is join a tax strike like it's 1776, okay? And you can restore freedom and never again voluntarily, okay, here we go, pay the Washington, D.C. swamp legally and safely with a guarantee if you wish. The key is you must seek the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You will not hear this stuff in the corrupt mainstream media, or your accountant, or your CPA, or your tax attorney, or H&R Block, or TurboTax. Okay? They benefit from your slavery. This stuff. So all you gotta do is to go to the gold bar here, click on Start the 7 Easy Steps to regain your power and freedom. And when you do that, you'll be able to free yourself from income tax slavery with these 7 easy steps. Right there. Follow the law is step 1. We always rely on the law, as I told you. 2, okay? Stop filing 10 for income tax forms, which means you got to stop putting the rope around your neck and handing it to the IRS, okay? Step 3, okay? Realize the IRS operates on deception and bluff. That's right. They got you scared. They are the real Wizard of Oz because you've been programmed all your life to be in fear of the IRS, and it's all just lies on propaganda, okay? And then step 4, question authority. You don't have to pay tribute to the beast. You don't have to worship the beast, okay? Question your congressman, have him show the law that requires you allegedly to file income tax before you pay him anything. Take courage from our victories. IRS, again, is not this Godzilla it pretends to be. It's a weak little lizard with no firepower. That's what it really is. All that for free, and if you want to have 100% guarantee, but I'll tell you, 99 plus percent, you don't file income tax, IRS will leave you alone. 99 plus percent. They will not issue you notice deficiency to try to come after you for money. 80 million non-filers, remember? So, however, if you want to have a 100% guarantee, you better join hands like America's founding fathers did with the glorious revolution they did. You see, Benjamin Franklin told the founding fathers, gentlemen, we must all hang together or else we shall hang separately. And that's what they did, and they won. We must do the same thing. Let's use the First Amendment of the Constitution so we don't have to go to the Second Amendment. Free speech, press, association, assemble, and petition the government for redress of grievances. and take our country back. Here in the Restore Freedom Plan, all you got to do is pitch into this Restore Freedom Plan. Your money will be used to protect you 100% from the IRS first, with the guarantee that as long as you legally stop filing income taxes and be a member of the Restore Freedom Plan, Freedom Law School will prevent the IRS from lending your money, or will reimburse you, and you will not go to prison. None of our students have, as long as they came to us clean. Stop filing income tax like you with Freedom Law School first. State Freedom Law with Freedom Law School and follow our procedures. That's it. Okay? So you could do that, and this way, we are taking America back. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has called for this, more than one time. In fact, can we play that for them? That Marjorie Taylor Greene thing, the 3-minute thing she did on us? Yeah, folks, this is growing bigger. This movement is picking up legs. Yes. And so more and more people are realizing, why am I in debt? Paying the credit card companies, 20-25% interest rate or higher, and money's going out of my paycheck to pay the Epstein gang, billionaires, and for the war with Iran, over $100 billion already spent on behalf of a little tiny country, Israel over there. Doesn't benefit me. Why don't they just cut my taxes instead? But no, we're going to debt more. $40 trillion we're in debt. On behalf of all the corrupt, moneyed, powerful interests that bought up our Congress and the presidents for a long time. So it's time for you to declare your independence. All of us together join our independence from the corrupt Epstein class billionaires, okay, who are running the system, who are above the law. They place themselves because they own the politicians, right? So let's do it. Go to our website, freedomlawschool.org. And if you have questions, call us at 813-444-4800. Okay? And somebody will answer your phone and answer you and guide you. Do you have the video ready to go? Play? Don't have it? That's okay. All right. So remember, we're available for you. I love you, and I want you to be free, but I cannot do it for you. You must choose to do it, and by putting on your cell phone our 7 steps to be free of the IRS, the videos, as you drive around to and from work, let it play, watch the road, and listen to the videos. They'll educate you. Lunch at work, dinner at home, play it again. This time, watch it and listen while you eat, and you see, wow, this is real. Everything says is verifiable. Wow. Wow. Gee, this is real. Then you'll be free. All right, you guys, I love you all, and I'll be back with you every week to help you live free. Go to freedomlawschool.org now. Okay, my friends, I'm here to answer your questions right now for free every Tuesday night, up to 10 pages of paperwork. You can mail in or email to Freedom Law School. I'll review them for you at no charge. I'll answer your questions here orally, or you can, on social media message me. I can respond to you guys. But I'm here for you to help you live free. I join our glorious, peaceful restoration of a free republic. All right. Let's see what calls do we have right now. We have right now several calls. I see. We have let's see. Now a video call. Is that right? From 216. We have a video call. I've never done that before. Okay, video caller. Where is he? Let me see him. Where are you, video caller? Let's try this guy who's got a video. We got someone from area code. Let's see, someone on the web. Another one from area code 503 and area code 305 callers also. I'll get to all you guys one at a time. Well, let's try this video call, see how that works. All right, let's see. Technology gets more interesting and better. Okay, William. Can you put him on here? Okay, he's working. Hey, I see one with the glasses, folks. Okay. Let's see. I saw him. He went away. Now I got to hear him and see him both. Can you be OJ, please? Yeah. Okay, still working out the bugs, guys. All right. So IT, guys, it's not always a science. It's more of an art sometimes. This may not work, but we'll see. We'll give it a try. Can we do it? Let's see. He's working on it. We're not. Let's see. Oh, what happened, guys? Okay. All right. By the way, those of you who haven't filed until October 15th with the extension, if you have not sent in your petitions to Congress about whether you're required to file income tax or not, confronting them to stop the IRS deception, robbery, and slavery of the American people, you need to do your petitions now. Yes, now. Ideally, you give your congressman 60 days to review your petition and correct you if they can. Okay, 60 days. Right now it's August 4th. Your letter should go out by August 14th. Ideally, so have 60 days to respond. They don't. By October 15th, the due date. You say, well, they didn't tell me I was wrong. Obviously, I'm right. Obviously, I'm not required by law to file and pay federal income taxes. Therefore, I won't. It's October 15th. I'll still be able to do nothing. It'll be just another day in your life. Every day for you. Okay? All right. Because you got it? Okay. My IT person video says he got it. Let's see if it works now. Okay? Give it one more try. Let's go to video. Yep. Let's go. William is patiently waiting for us to get to him and his question. Well, video takes a little bit more of a, I guess, internet access. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. All right. By the way, again, I want to invite you guys. If you haven't called us, call us. We'll mail you for free our Restore Freedom brochures, as well as our Fast Track Your Success brochures. No charge, 813-444-4800. All right, William, thanks for your patience, brother. I'm here with you. I cannot hear him now. He's talking. Sorry, William. Hold on. Get a sound problem. Let's see. Let's try again. Can you talk now? I don't hear him again. How about that? Was that one working? All right. William, so you are inaugural video person, so yell extra challenges other people don't have. Okay. Working on it. I guess that's not the thing. So, all right. Let's see. I wish I could lip read, but I can't do that either. All right. Let's see. All right. You know, William, they say that Murphy strikes when you just don't expect it. Murphy's Law, right? We try something new technology, everything looks good, boom. If this goes wrong, that goes wrong, you don't know. So we may need to have you call us on audio, I'm afraid, just to make sure we can hear you, because we love this, your smiling face, but we cannot, unfortunately, at this time hear you. All right, you guys got 20 seconds, guys, because we got to keep everybody off the hook of waiting impatiently for us. Okay. Are you muted on your end? You might be muted. Try to unmute yourself, William. Maybe you're muted on your end. Maybe you're muted. No, he says, nope, I'm not muted. Sounds pretty confident. He's not muted. Okay. So he hears me just fine. He can hear me laughing and joking, but no, it's not. Oh, I heard something there. Here we go. Every volume is up on our system, looks like. Okay. Maybe you are just going to try to come back to maybe that rather than having him call. Yeah. William, I apologize profusely to you, my friend. I'm sorry we cannot get this working. I guess I'll tell him to hang on. We can try by the end. Give you guys a chance to. We're going to come back to you, okay? Let us get through some calls. At the same time, we figure out what the problem is, my friend. We'll get back with you. Let's go right now. We got a web caller. This is new also. People can call us by going to our website. I don't even know how to do it, but they do. Should we go to that guy, web caller? 23 dot whatever this address is. Okay. Here, push put on talk, and we can go to him. Then we go to 503 area code caller, and then we have a 305 or 305 area code caller after him. Let's go to it. Can you click on it? It's not working. Okay, that's not working either. All right. Sorry, guys. Murphy strikes again and again. Why don't we go to 503 area code caller if that's the case? Get one of those guys for right now. Get somebody's question answered. Okay. Okay, now the question Lisa, the web caller asks is, does this information pertain only to the feds or can it be used for a state? Very good question. This is one of the most commonly asked questions, by the way, okay? So let me answer your question for you. By the way, the call number on the screen is 424-552-1299, 424-552-1299, and press 1 on your telephone keypad to get connected, okay? All right, so answer Lisa's question until I can hear her. Test it. For William? For who? William? Okay, let's go William. Let's try William. Let's see. William, can you hear me? I hear him, but I don't hear him. Again, he has no sound, William. So we got to switch to Lisa, looks like. Okay, we can switch to Lisa. All right, so listen, let me go on my computer. I have to show you this. Let me put this, can I switch this out? Okay, I'm going to back to this thing. So if you go to our website, Lisa, on the educational tab, on the center left area, FAQ, frequently asked questions, okay? State income taxes is the first thing that comes up. All this applies to the IRS, but not necessary to the states. Click on state income taxes, okay? And here it is. You see the states that are in green, they have no state income tax to begin with, like Florida and Texas and Alaska, you see at the bottom. All the other ones claim to have a state income tax, okay? And yes, the only states that does not apply is the red ones: Pennsylvania, Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas. Their state income tax system is independent of the federal system. Because remember, America is not one country. We are 50 countries plus one in this union. Just like France, Germany, and Italy are part of the European Union in a union. They are each a country, France and Germany. So is Texas and Florida and California. They're all countries with their own legislature, their own judiciary, and their own executive branch head called the governor. Okay? So each state can make income tax laws different than the other ones or have none at all. Okay? So that map shows that to you. So most states that do claim to have a state income tax do follow the federal tax law definitions or federal tax law forms. Okay? All right. So with that, with Lisa, do you hear him? Can you hear me now? I think you're live with us, Lisa.
I can hear you fine.
Great. Now I hear you, Lisa. What else do you want to know?
All right. Excellent. I'll get through. Yay!
Yep.
Thank you for answering that question. May I ask a follow-up to that question?
I'm sorry, what's your other question?
May I ask a follow-up to that question?
Yes, please. Bob, how did you hear about us, Lisa?
Okay.
Turn them up, please.
I don't know. I heard about you a while ago, and I am currently working with an attorney, supposedly, trying to get me that forgiveness. It's been about 2 or 3 years, and I'm fed up. I really am. I mean, the feds are asking you for everything. They want to see everything that you own, your bank, what you're spending money on. And I'm not willing to do all that to ask for, for hardship. So I'm just going to look on my own and try to do my own thing. And this seems like to be the right route to go.
How much did you pay the attorney?
$5,000.
Sorry, you wasted $5,000. I'm sorry about that, really. But you don't need that. Look, these attorneys, CPAs, pays at $1, Fresh Start, all these people that advertise on online or talk radio, whatever, they're a bunch of baloney liars, as you found out the hard way. They want a statement on oath that lists everything you own and have. Homes, cars, businesses, assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, you name it. You have to give it all to them under oath. Then the IRS can say, oh, look, you got $200,000 in stocks. Let's liquidate them. You have $50,000 in bank account. Empty that too. Oh, look at that. You have all this other income and assets, another real estate property. Sell it. Pay us off. So they would not make a payment plan. They say, hey, that's our money. That's their attitude. That is their money. Your property is their property. So no payment plan when you got
Yep,
the
that's
money,
what I'm
they say.
finding out.
Okay, the only time they make these deals basically is when you have nothing to begin with for them to take. In that case, you don't need a deal at all anyways, because you got nothing for them to take.
So I have a question.
Yes,
And my question is, if I don't pay back all of
Lisa,
my
get close to your
taxes,
microphone. You sound very
they will
echoey.
either-
You sound very echoey from a distance. Can you get close to your microphone?
sorry.
We don't hear you very well. You get off the speakerphone,
okay.
have it right by your mouth,
Yeah.
on a headset or
How
something.
about my
We don't hear it very,
okay,
very
how
well
about my
right now.
How
Go
about my Bluetooth? Let me see if I can disconnect
Sure.
my Bluetooth.
Fix it up, yes.
There, so I can hear you clearly.
Mhm.
All right, let me turn off the Bluetooth and see if that works for you.
Yeah.
Hear me now?
No, not better much.
Better?
No.
Okay.
Can you get
Well,
off
the
any of this?
question is-
Get close to the microphone to your mouth. Can you get with a headset?
Well, I don't have a headset with a microphone on it.
Okay,
I
get
just
close
have
to
it
whatever
with
source you got.
Bluetooth,
Okay, go ahead. Get close to
or
your
I'm
source.
speaking right into the phone.
Yeah.
into
How'd
the
you hear about us,
computer.
Lisa?
Okay. Question. The feds are threatening that they will either take away your passport or you won't be able to get a passport unless you pay all your taxes. What's up with that?
How much do you owe the IRS?
25 grand.
25,000
Yep.
is nothing. In order for them to
I know.
potentially suspend your passport, you must owe them about $55,000 or more. So you're fine. Don't worry about it at all.
All right.
Okay.
'Cause that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, you paid this attorney thief $5,000.
Yeah.
20% of the amount that you owe the IRS is $25,000. You could just pay them down, rather than paying this thief attorney incompetent who'll do nothing for you.
All right. Well, that's good to know because that's what I'm afraid of, them taking the passport.
Yep. Lisa, how did you hear about Freedom Law School, by the way, Lisa?
What's that?
How did you hear about Freedom Law School?
Oh, I was online searching because I was frustrated with this attorney who's supposed to be helping me out with this forgiveness. And I'm like, I'm going to do my own research. And it's got to be a better solution.
Okay.
So I found you on Google.
Now, did you file 1040 income tax slavery forms to owe this money to the IRS?
Yeah, I was 7 years behind. I finally caught up last year, and I've been filing them ever since.
What I might say, 7 years behind. For 7 years I was free. I was not a slave. Some accountant CPA talked me into becoming a slave again. So I signed the forms. I'm a slave. Now the slavery fees of $25,000, I don't have the money to pay. So no more signing those 1040 income tax slavery confession forms for you. Okay, Lisa?
I'm learning now.
Okay. Very good, Lisa. Any other question before I go to the next caller?
Yes. No, I'm great. Thanks so much for answering my questions, taking my call. I'm so happy I got through. Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you.
You have a great evening.
Thank you. I'm glad
I'll
you
be
got
going to
through
your
also.
website now.
My pleasure, Lisa. Thank you for being with me. Looks like we might be able to get to William. Fingers crossed, hopefully. William, let's give it a shot. We're going to try to talk to you, my friend. Can you put him in front of me, guys, and see if we can get William's question heard and answered? Please. Okay. We got to hold on another few seconds to that happen. We think we got it, but we're not sure if we got it. It's not clickable for some reason. That's strange. It should be clicking, but it's not clicking. Okay. I guess the video is not working for some reason. Okay, all right. So we may go to the next caller from area code 503, perhaps. Okay, let me see. 503 area code caller. We have.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now, Payment?
William, is that you?
That's me, sir. It's me. Good to talk with you.
Hallelujah. Okay.
Congratulations to you and your staff.
Thank
These guys are amazing.
Thank you. Put him up in the front so I can see him, please. Okay, William. So, William, how did you hear about Freedom Law School, by the way?
I think it might have been on Redacted, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Several of the podcasts came through, and there was Payment several times. And my feed kept giving me more information about you and Freedom Law School.
Okay. Very good. Very good. And how may I help you, my friend?
Okay, Payment, this is a little out of the box question, but it was It was Joseph Stalin's head of secret police that said, "Show me the man, I'll show you the crime." You've been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
My first question is, how is it that they haven't found a process crime to take you to court and successfully get you stop doing what you're doing? The second question is the guarantee of the Restore Freedom plan, which I intend to participate in. What happens if something happens to you? Those are my two questions.
Okay. Let me make sure I get your first question answered first. I haven't filed income tax for over 30 years. Been teaching Americans like you do the same openly. And I've been under criminal and other investigations for over 30 years continuously to this day. And you're right, I've not been indicted to even put in trial to be tried to put me in jail because I simply have not broken any laws. There simply is no law requiring the people of the 50 states like you and me to file income tax. Now, you say, yeah, but other people went to jail before you. That's true. And I found that here's why. The main reason people went to jail, number one, is government corruption. There are a bunch of crooks, and well, we know, right? But second problem is people don't realize how crooked the government was. See, most Americans are brainwashed that, oh, America, Papa, and the flag, our government's always a good guy. We're part of football A team, a Dodgers versus Lakers. You know, we're the good guys. They're always the bad guys. You know, our government's always the best guy. Those Muslim, Arab terrorists, Chinese, and Iranians, Libyans, these guys are the bad guys. And we're always a good guy. That's baloney. They're being brainwashed. So they believe in the government too much. They don't realize how corrupt the Department of Injustice lawyers or the IRS is. Next, there's a lot of baseless legal theories out there, what I call patron mythologies, which are utter nonsense that people believe in. And most people back then, especially me even also, started with this baseless legal theories. Like I started with the adhesion contract theory. Then became a state citizen, so I thought. I heard about sovereign state citizen too, by the way. But UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, common law versus admiralty jurisdiction. You know, heard about you name it capital letters, not using zip code in your mail. Then you got revocation of election, and naming capital letters, on and on and on. Non-straw man, your treasury account, money's in there because your birth certificate that they bought off. There's so much nonsense out there, and people just buy it. Why? Because we're kept ignorant as citizens in a public school system. The government schools, they taught us nothing about our rights. They taught us nothing about the law. So when we're 18 years old, we're adults, all of a sudden, like, what are my rights? What do I do in case the government agent like IRS comes after me? I don't know nothing. Oh, better go find an attorney. But attorneys out there are too expensive. I can't afford them. Therefore, practically, I have no rights and no freedom. That's what happens. With me, I came from Iran, raised in a little. I went to a private Jewish school. I was raised in a Jewish family, and my dad emphasized education, and I learned about government corruption in Iran, okay, and communist countries as a kid growing up. So I was aware of government corruption. When I came to America, I thought America's land of the free, home of the brave, but I found out, oh, it's got away from that. You know, these guys the crooks have taken over. So it didn't take me long to realize, hey, these guys are crooks. So I better be extra careful, extra cautious. So I then go out there, all of a sudden touting myself back in early 1990s. Hey, I know all this stuff. Give me your money, I'll take care of you. I got UCC on my side. I'm make you sovereign citizen, revocation of election, all this nonsense. No, I didn't do that. I just educated myself, educated others as far as whatever I knew for them, and I referred them out for help to another organization at that time. It was called the Free Enterprise Society, who was there longer than me and had more success and experience. So it wasn't my thing to take responsibility because I don't want to mess up anybody. So for many, many years, I did that. Okay, from 92, I met him in 1995, and until 2001, I was doing that. Then upon insistence of others, that Paymount, you should start modify Freedom Law School to protect people, not just educate them. I'll start doing that. But by that time, William, I had 9 years of self-study law school, you could say. I learned from the best of the best, from their successes and their mistakes. So I knew what I was doing. Okay? So I didn't make the common mistakes that patriot leaders made. Furthermore, I focused on learning the law and legal procedures and the Internal Revenue Code federal tax laws from the people that were better than me at the time. The best people out there. William Drexler, Bill Conklin, Sean O'Connor, Irvin Schiff, Robert Clarkson, you name it. Anybody better than me? Man, please download everything here. Sign to everything you know, Mr. Black Belt or red, green belt, whatever you got. That's right. That was my attitude. And I was young. I started when I was 29. I'm 63 now. So I knew I have a lot more decades ahead of me. So why rush it? Okay? Why not slow down, learn and study and do it right? So that's how I beat them, by knowing the law better than these crooks or criminals do. And these guys are keystone cops, William. You wouldn't believe how much they screw up at the IRS. And even the DOJ, U.S. attorneys, make mistakes. But because people don't challenge them properly, they throw out all this patriot mythology nonsense out there, like sovereign citizen, UCC, straw man, naming all capital letters and so forth. They win easily over you. Whereas with me, I give them hell. Okay? Sometimes they have incorporated loss because of crooked judges too. But I beat them as much as they beat me out too. And I think my victories over them actually were bigger than their case, where they got the crooked judges to side with them. But still, they never dare to take me to a jury trial because they know if they do that, I'll win. And the jury trial acquittal, it's going to be huge publicity. That is a risk they don't even want to touch. Rather just have me just sideline. Don't talk about this guy. Don't take him to court again because he beat our butts. We don't want to beat us again and talk about his victories on his website, because that's what I do. I beat him, right? So that's the basic difference. So now, after 30 plus years, I got things so perfected now. I know so much more than 20, 30 years ago that Freedom Law School is unstoppable. Now, as far as what happens to me, well, first of all, I was raised in Iran. My father taught me importance of knowing about freedom and health. So I always been to eating good food, healthy food, and research and reading. So I don't eat chips and dips and crackers and pretzels and Cheetos and donuts and cakes, all this stuff. And I hate it when sometimes families have put too much of these birthday parties and anniversary parties. I hate it. I call it food porn. People go drink to get drunk, or they have all this candy and junk and sugar. I don't eat that stuff. I eat good. I take care of me. This right here is fresh squeezed orange juice with sea salt and cayenne pepper, water diluted, because I stay healthy. So I take care of myself, just like your car. So hopefully I'll be alive for me. We'll see. Maybe I'll make it to my mother's grandpa, who made to be 105. We'll see, So I try to take care of myself so that doesn't happen to me, okay? But if it does, there's plenty of knowledge that I'll put together, okay, that even without me, the organization, Freedom Law School, will survive, will grow. It will not just grow the same without me. I'm also the biggest promoter. I'm a salesman too, I'm the one that got to get marketed out there. So you will not grow out the same. We can be the same. But I'm looking for good people still to help us out. And maybe you one of them will come on down. We're growing. We need some help. Okay? So that's the best answer I can give you, that we can take care of our existing people, no problem. Because remember this. There's 80 million non-filers, right? So there's no way they can come after all of us. There's no way. So, but as long as they don't make dumb moves, and these guys are breaking apart, our win is inevitable when the word of mouth gets out there. Right now, we got Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene completely with us. Can you find that video? I gotta play that if you can, okay? If you see that, you see, you can find it, guys. It was Instagram, okay? And so that's one. We got one congresswoman, former one, and also Thomas Massey soon to be joining us. We're gonna get more congressmen, more people of influence and good reputation and credibility. So our movement is gonna grow and grow and grow. So we are, in my opinion, already unstoppable, but it takes time to have to, for it to really happen. So with that, I just invite you, my friend, to do what you want to do in your heart and mind and conviction. Be free, because you have the spirit of founding fathers in you, William. And I appreciate that. I love that about you, brother. And tell everybody else about us. Obviously, you're not a youngster. You're not 20 years old. You're like me, a little bit older person. Talk to everybody you know. You got intelligence. You got life experience. When you give them something to read, some people will read it. Some won't. But give it a try. And we want to pay you, by the way, our Restore Freedom Plan. You refer people to us. We'll pay you half of each person's membership to thank you for the first year membership for opening your mouth. People, don't be afraid to talk to people about Freedom Law School. They will tell you, well, I'm not interested. Well, I'm afraid. I don't want to be a martyr. You go first. Whatever. Let them say that. Who cares? Go to the next guy. That next guy. And next guy. You're one of them. So was I. There's more people like us who can think for ourselves. Okay? But just give them the love. Give them the education. Give them a chance to be free. Because if you don't give them the chance, they certainly will never be free. So you give them our brochures, send them to our website, freedomlawschool.org, or our social media, they will be a slave. Does that help you with that question, William?
Absolutely. Your brochures, a big package of your brochures arrived last week. I'm starting to distribute them. And, I've worked very hard on certain Republican committees, so forth, just to try and get one more vote. But it doesn't matter who we elect. The same crooks end up in Washington, D.C., no justice. Yep. Nothing really changes. Yep. This is the way that we change our culture. This is the way we restore freedom to America. So I'm so proud to just be your friend. Thank you for your time. God bless you. Give you many, many more decades of life. And God bless Freedom Law School and the Restore Freedom Plan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for calling. I appreciate you, William. Thank you, brother.
My pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's go to have one more caller from America 503. But look, if you have a question, folks, call right now. After the next caller, you'll be next. Call 424-552-1299 and then press 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, call 424-552-1299, then press 1 on your telephone keypad, and you'll be next after the 503 area code caller. You're live, my friend. Give me your first name, how I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name is Rachel.
And how did
And I heard, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I heard about you through Redacted.
Okay.
Okay, so my husband and I moved to Tennessee about 4 years ago. At that time, he didn't have a job. He got a job. When he went to fill out his W-4, he claimed exempt. So we have been doing that for 4 years because we didn't feel right in paying federal taxes. My husband just did a bunch of research. Somehow he found you. So that's the backstory. Right now, I am looking into starting my own business, except it would be a flower farm. So the thing with a flower farm is that you have to get a federal tax ID. You have to have a USDA tracking number. And I am sitting here going, okay, I know the federal taxes are wrong. How do I go about this?
What kind of business are you starting? You said flower farm. What does that mean? I didn't understand what those words meant.
Like I grow cut flowers and sell them to florists.
or grow crop flowers. Okay. Look,
Yeah.
the reality is there's no law requiring any of us to have a slave surveillance number, misnamed social security number. Okay? So practically that number is the number they want. They want to be able to track you like an animal, like a slave. Sorry, that's how it is right
Yeah.
now. You already have the number, so give them your own SS number. That's all you need to do right now. I mean, there's no requirement you have to do business through a corporation or limited liability company or trust or some other form of business. It could be just a sole proprietorship with your SS number. That's just fine. That's all you need to do. Okay?
Okay. As I mean, you know, it's interesting looking into, like, because I have to put in paperwork to become a farm and all of that. And so it's interesting because they get you with, you know, take out a loan, and we need to track you and all of that. And I think it's a little overwhelming, and I want to be smart about it. Is there a way for me to do this in a wise fashion without, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what I am trying to ask. I don't want to screw myself in the long run.
Rachel,
I think it's the
I
paperwork.
cannot give you any answers until I understand more specifically and clearly what are these forms that you're referring to as far as you being a farmer. Heck, as far as I know, a farmer, you just go get a plot of land, you buy 10 acres of land, for example, and you farm, and you cut it up and sell it for cash or check or bank wire transfer to somebody buys it from you, okay? That's it. So I don't know all this stuff you're talking about, what it's all about. If you want me to be able to help you, I need you to get with me with a private one-on-one paid consultation. Send me a copy of all these forms and procedures that you've been told you believe you're required to follow. Let me look and see what it is, okay? Then I can evaluate it there and go forward from there, okay? So, but the first thing you need to do is to join a Restore Freedom Plan so that you could remain a free, protected slave. And as such, if you do that, you're going to get the consultation about your business, how to have it be handle this bureaucracy a little bit better. We'll help you with that also. When you become a Restore Freedom Plan member, you get unlimited help with the IRS, employers, employees, third parties. You may have to deal with them all this other stuff, okay? How to handle them properly so you don't get yourself in trouble, okay? Unlimited consultation now and in the future as needed, again, to make sure you do things right, okay? And we do all the legal work for you, tax court, collection due process, hearing, whatever. We take care of all that stuff for you. And attorneys, we pay. You don't pay nothing. And if something ever comes up, if they take your money eventually, 10,000 or 10 million or more out of our funds will reimburse you in full, make you whole, you have no risk. So let's start with the Restore Freedom Plan. Give me all the stuff that you think you gotta do, which you probably don't, and let's cut through and see what it is and get you on the way to be a successful flower grower.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right, everybody. Right now, the screen is open. If you have a question, call now. We're going to start getting very busy mid-August. We're going to do some promotions. We're probably going to be on platforms like Redacted again, otherwise, okay? And maybe Jimmy Dore, we'll see. So we're going to get pretty busy. So let me suggest that you want to have a question, call right now. Before I end the call tonight, call 424-552-1299 and press 1 on your telephone keypad. Call 424-552-1299 and press 1 on your telephone keypad. Meanwhile, I will go online to see any questions there online that I could be answering. We have from we have a question. question from MA something. Got a sound problem. Hold on, guys. Okay. From, okay, sorry. MA-PJ9WF says, Payment, I will be getting my retirement from the Texas retirement system. I filled out my form as exempt. Do I need to send an additional letter explaining my reasons for being exempt? Nope. You are good. Easy enough. That's right. That retirement paper has, says you want withholding or not. You just say, I want no withholding. It says no withholding. It doesn't say exempt. The form says, do you want withholding from your paycheck? I mean, for your retirement pension. You say no or yes. That's all it is. Okay? Any more questions we guys have online? Let's see, how do I get back to this call studio number? We have we have a new caller. We have, let's see, Billy Moore on the web has a question about the IRS letter, and then we have a call from area code 305. Looks like we came back. So can we get the video call going with Billy Moore okay right now? Who says he hung up? Okay, all right, we're going to area code 305 caller then. Okay, no, but he seems to be on there. You can maybe check on him, okay? I think to me he shows he's there, but okay. Area code 305 caller, give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yeah, hi, Pimon. My name is Pablo, and about 10 months ago, actually closer to a year, I know I heard a podcast you were on in YouTube. It was YouTube for sure, and I want to say redacted, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
In any case, I kind of dismissed you, but not completely, because, you know, even Jesus went around saying the truth, and everybody thought he was crazy. So I gave you a chance, but it took me 10 months really to find out that you were actually saying the truth. And then this summer, I just went ahead and did what I needed to do with my employer. And so here I am, and I want to thank you really for being a trailblazer and just, you know, being a leader and leading us into a better life. I want to thank you for that.
You're welcome, my friend. My pleasure. How may I assist you? Wrong button you guys pushed. Sorry about that.
So my
Go ahead.
So my question is, you know, I've been talking to all my friends basically and my family, and I have a dear friend of mine who is a financial planner, and he is an Austrian, you know. In economics, he reads von Mises and the whole thing, and he's a true patriot. But he believes that as a financial planner, he cannot do this. Can you please address him? I told him that I would be calling in tonight just for him, and he is busy right now, so he's going to listen to the replay. But can you address him and tell him why he is able to do this?
Well, I need to know why he doesn't think he cannot do it.
He thinks, yeah, the reason he told me is he feels that since he has all these regulations with the SEC to meet, and he has these very stressful audits, and he has a lot of scrutiny on him, that there's no way he can do this.
Okay. I've heard that before. Okay. Myself, I was also licensed to sell insurance and securities with the Securities and Exchange Commission from 1985 through 1992. Okay? There was never a problem for me not filing income tax, slavery confession forms. Securities and Exchange Commission is a whole different organization than the IRS. They don't relate. They don't talk to each other. Doesn't matter how many rigmaroles you have to go through SEC. Like when I had to get licensed, they want to fingerprint me, I have to answer all these questions and so forth. That's for SEC, Security and Exchange Commission. But has no relationship at all with the IRS. He just thinks, he's just afraid. It's simply just that. He needs to just take his time, just like you thought. This is crazy. Can't be. Do this. And the other thing is that because, see, the people that are most educated, they get these licenses to be a doctor or lawyer, okay, or in this case, financial planner, Securities Exchange Commission license to sell securities, stuff like that. They're most afraid of losing that license because of their livelihood. But no, it doesn't make a difference for you what you do for a living. Are you required to file and pay income tax in France, Japan, or Egypt? You better do it. Doesn't matter what you do for a living. Doesn't matter what your occupation is. You gotta pay income tax in those countries if you have income from those countries, if you're from those countries. But in America, we have 50 countries, and each country is in its own sovereignty, and the federal income tax is written for the country of the District of Columbia, citizen and residents. And I'm not from there, I'm from Florida. So he just needs to just educate himself a little bit like you did. And good job on educating yourself. Because that's exactly what it takes to be free. Ignorance doesn't do anything. And he's an Austrian economics, he's a libertarian. So am I. Yes, I'm a libertarian Austrian economics guy too. But the difference with this was this. I'm going to tell him this within all love and friendship. There's two kind of libertarians. Chicken libertarians and real libertarians. Chicken libertarians and founding father libertarians. Okay? Chicken libertarians talk big about freedom and free market, freedom economics, but they go, oh, I'm afraid, oh, I'm afraid, oh. Fear, 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 fear. Don't come from fear. That's Satan, who is a deception and fear against you. Remember that. God's love of truth. The opposite of love is not anger, it's fear. How to get us into the corona hoax, all the jabs, with the fear that you might die of corona. How to get us into war with Iraq. Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. What lie they're using for the excuse for war with Iran? Oh, Iran wants to get nuclear weapons and come and bomb America with nuclear weapons. Fear, be afraid. With ignorance and lies would deceive you to be afraid. Well, you know that's a bunch of baloney, so is your friend. Income tax, the powerful IRS, and how they'll get you is the same lie. A little bit different, but nonetheless, it is a lie. Anything else I can say besides that? I don't know. It depends on him. We need to have a conversation. Perhaps I can address his concerns more specifically by hearing them more specifically from his own mouth. Okay?
Can I ask you one more thing real quick?
Sure.
So my friend, I also spoke with my college friend. We were in the baseball team together. He lives in Puerto Rico now. He's Puerto Rican. Can you address him as a Puerto Rican?
Well, Puerto Rico is interesting because Puerto Rico, for tax law purposes, generally is considered actually a foreign country. In fact, interesting, you know that many Americans like Peter Schiff, you know, they go up and take residency in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
And as long as they're 6 months plus 1 day, they can do it if you only pay 4% Puerto Rico income tax, don't pay federal tax. So, you know, he doesn't have to pay any federal income tax because Puerto Rico, for tax purposes, is considered its own country. And even for Social Security taxes, the 4 island territories that do have to pay income tax, Puerto Rico, Guam, Virgin Island, and American Samoa, you have to be involved in certain specific activities in those territories to or even the Social Security FICA taxes. And that is on our website. I'm going to put it right now on the screen for you. Okay. On step 1 on the law, follow the law. Let's go to it. So you go to our 7 steps, go follow the law. And let's go inside step 1 on the law. And you'll see in here, Social Security tax, payroll tax. There's a video right here. Okay. I got the short version here on the bottom right of these 4 videos. You go down below, you see the longer version of the bottom right also. Social Security, and payroll taxes, okay? And there you see, like, you gotta be working for an airline that touches onto Puerto Rico or lands in Puerto Rico. Very few people gotta file income tax, FICA, even in Puerto Rico. Just gotta watch the videos. It's all there spelled out. Everything, the videos, I show them the law right there verbatim from government's official legal websites. And we read it together, plain English. That's why they write the laws. So you follow it.
Is Peter Schiff one of your students?
No, he's a friend of mine. His father was a friend of mine, so that's how I know Peter Schiff from way back then.
Yeah, I saw the video with you speaking about Erwin Schiff. That was very interesting.
Yes, that's how I met Peter, because their father was a friend of mine.
Yes. Well, Payman, again, thank you so much.
You're welcome, my friend. And remember, tell your friends, you want to follow God and love and truth, or Satan, fear, and deception? You choose. I'm telling you, you've been deceived. You've been lied to. Now, you'll love the truth enough to seek it, or you're going to remain in fear. You know, a lot of people claim, I'm a godly person, I go to church and all that stuff. Say, then why are you afraid? You shouldn't be afraid. If you really believe in God, no, we're spiritual beings in his bodies, we don't die, why are you afraid? See, a lot of people give lip service. So challenge them. Have fun with them. Okay?
Thank you, Payman.
You're welcome. My pleasure, Pablo.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, now, looks like we have, the other caller didn't come back, did he? No? If we have a call online, we have an online question, I think, you guys, right? Okay, yeah. William answered. There was the other person that didn't come back. Yeah. Let's see. The number to call if you have a question is 424-552-1299 and press 1 on your telephone keypad. 424-552-1299 and press 1 on your telephone keypad. If you have a question online, we have a question from, who is it now? From Zoe Global. 90% of Americans have zero effectively connected income to a trade or business in the United States. Explain why having effectively connected income to a trade or business determines tax liability. Boy, that's a little bit longer question. I have that covered in well, I can tell you what it is, but you gotta watch the videos to see it, the proof of it, okay? Because I have to find a video for you. In fact, let me see if I can. We do have that video on that. Let's go to our social media. I do have a video about this. So let me go there. I'm going to Odyssey, our favorite place for this stuff, and about who's going to be 1099. I think it is. Because of that 1099. Okay, we're business owners. Oh no. That's sorry. I went the wrong place. I got to go within our channel content. Now we're here on search here, on here. Put on a business owner, right? Business income. I think that will do it. Let me see. Or 1099. Hold on. Let me income. Here we go. Let me see. Let's see. No, that's not it. Then I'm going to put 1099. I think 1099 will do the job. Wait, is this it? Oh, here we go. That's it. These videos will do it. You got IRS Form 1099. You must file a 1040 and pay federal income tax. 6-minute short version and a longer 17-minute version. Okay, I cover that in these two videos. So watch that. Essentially, trade or business is doing federal government work, and the law, which is section, I think 187. I'm not sure about that. Anyhow, I have it memorized. But the law says if you are involved in a trade or business, federal government work, within the United States, which is D.C., you got to pay income tax. So that's what that says. But very, very few people have that. So you're fine there. Okay? That's the best quick answer I can give you on the question. Okay, we have another call right now online from area code 760. I used to live down there. 760 area code. No? I got only 760 number. That's it. Yeah. 760 caller 219 not prefix. Please give me your first name, Could you unmute him, please? And how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Hi, Payman. God bless you. My name is William Moore. I was just wondering, I got that letter you mentioned, the IRS sent me that I owed $1,300. And I was just wondering if there was any extra steps or anything different about your process, because I was reading the website how you opt out and then you use that letter. Is there anything else, because I will be booking the meeting, is there anything else I should be preparing for, given that they already sent me a letter?
I do not have your letter before me to comment about it. I have your letter here to comment about it. Excuse me, one more thing. That $1,300, was it based upon you signing a 10 for income tax slavery confession form or not?
The funny thing is that I didn't pay for years, and as soon as I did opt in, that is when they sent, because I got a new job where they wanted me to opt in and do a W-2 and not withhold. So after years of not paying, once I finally opted in, like you said, it seems like that gave them the consent to investigate or what have you.
No, it doesn't work like that. You must assign a 10 for income tax confession form. Otherwise, they must by law send you a notice of deficiency. And that notice of deficiency gives you a chance to challenge the IRS within 90 days, take them to tax court. That will be a certified mail letter. So I don't have your paperwork. I don't know what you got or didn't get. You got to give me your paperwork. Then I can give you more commentary. Okay, but I don't have nothing here to talk about with that paperwork. I don't know. I'm blind.
Yeah, I'll make sure to put that in the file. I was just making sure there wasn't anything extra I should be doing preparing for the meeting with you, so I'll make sure to put that in there beforehand.
Meeting with who for what?
Thank you, Payman.
When we meet with who for what? You want to meet with the IRS for?
No, meeting with you for the consultation.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. But $1,300, it's not worth it. It's so small, it's not worth paying me for $1,300. My hourly fee is $1,000. Why would you pay me $1,000 when you owe them $1,300? Doesn't make no sense. Just don't worry about it. It's too small. Folks are making more money. Seriously. Folks are being free, no more withholding, no more filing pay income tax. You're going to make them a lot more money that way than sending your money to me for that $1,300 that the IRS claims you owe them. They may never come after you for that money anyways. You know, it's not a big deal. Either way, you want to pay it or not. It's up to you.
Thank you, Payman.
You're welcome, brother. Thank you for calling. We have no anonymous caller. No name shows up, but all right, we'll take his call. Whoever the anonymous caller is, go ahead and speak, my friend. Give me your first name. How you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hello there. Do you hear me?
Yes. What's your name?
My name is Alex.
How may I help you, Alex?
How are you?
Good. How did you hear about Freedom Law School, Alex?
I think on YouTube I saw some of your content there.
All right, Alex. And how may I help you?
So, can you tell me more about the protocol as far as your situation with the Department of Justice and your case that you're going through right now? Do you think that they're gonna leave you alone on your procedures, or it's gonna be all right?
Why would I think they would leave me alone? Why would I think such a thing? When I was back in 1995, my friends at the Free Enterprise Society told me, pay mom, when you get bigger, they're going to shoot at you, attack you, try to harass you. I told them, so what? What do you expect? You expect to challenge the crooks and criminals for them to say, oh, you caught us red-handed, admit it, and don't want to mess with you? Of course they will. But what does founding fathers do? George Washington, Jefferson, Franklin, Adams, what did these guys do? Did they wilt away like, oh, we're afraid of King George. Oh, oh, let's go do nothing. We might get in trouble. Is that what they did? No. They put their lives, their fortunes, and their second honor on the line, and they had the glorious revolution and gave us many of the freedoms we still have today. So what are we? Are we men or are we chicken? Are we men or are we mice? So, yeah, of course, you're going to keep messing with me for the rest of my life until I get rid of the income tax with you, with your help, with your participation. For over 30 years, they've been after me. Back in 1994, but there was any Freedom Law School. They called me a potential fraudulent tax protest promoter. That was 94. 32 years ago, before there was any Freedom Law School. Why would they, you think these guys are going to lay down and just try to do nothing? Of course they're going to try something. So they got another case going on against me, and they're going to be beat. I'm not going to tell you my legal strategy, of course not. Okay? But they will be beat. Just watch. That's all I can say about that. Just stay tuned. Okay? Just like, I tell you something else I tell you people. Let me tell you something else interesting about that. The one where Iran started about in February 28th of this year, within a few days, in fact, I told people right away. I told everybody, my friends, I said, Iran is going to win this war. And many of my friends said, oh no, America's the most mighty military in the world, And these guys had not done their homework. Trump didn't do his homework, or Netanyahu, to attack Iran. Iranians were not stupid. What they did, they say we have no Navy to match America or Air Force. We're not going to bother with that stuff. Instead, we're going to get missiles. We're going to missiles and more missiles and more missiles and drones, and we're going to hide them in mountains, not in buildings that could be bombed away, inside the mountains.
Damon, can I ask you a question? Because I'm.
Well, hold on. Yes, you are. But let me finish my metaphor. The thing is that that's what's going on.
I want to become solid in your product, and I want to be clear with your product.
Don't talk over me. Listen, I'm going to mute you. Okay, listen, brother. This is Freedom Law School Show. I appreciate you calling in. I do want to answer your question. I really do. But we're going to do this with proper decorum. That means when I'm saying something, let me finish. I'll let you ask your question. I may interrupt you to clarify your question. But when I'm talking, don't interrupt. And because remember, I'm not asking your question just for you alone. This show belongs to everybody who's listening in. I want everybody to learn from your question and his and hers and his question also. So let's do. I'm going to finish what I want to say. Then I'm going to unmute you to ask your follow-up question. The thing is that, people got to look at reality on the ground. And all my friends who thought, oh no, America's beating Iran, I said, are you kidding me? Just watch, wait. America's going to run out of its anti-ballistic missiles. That's why Israel stopped. They got out of the war. So heck, we're going to let Trump fight a war for us. Let the American soldiers die for Israel. Israel's not doing the fight anymore. They just passed it on to their slave Trump administration, right? Iran just said, we're just going to, with our missiles, destroy your bases. And any ships that come to the Persian Gulf, it's going to be sunk or severely damaged, unusable with missiles. That's why America can't take no ships to deliver troops or anything in southern Iran to try to do anything about it. And it's stuck. So reality check is very important. That you look at the facts of the case. If you go to Freedom Law School website, for example, okay, I'm going to show you, okay, you go under 7 steps, okay, and the step 5 is our victories, okay. You see that? Let me go to step 5, and there you can see for yourself how I've been in the IRS. My most famous student, Joe Bannister, has been in the IRS. He was a gun-carrying special agent of the IRS, okay, and how many of our students have been in the IRS. All are there. You see a record for yourself, brother, of victories, okay? And bottom line is, it's up to you to get involved for freedom or not. But anyhow, let's unmute him. I want to let him ask his question. So, all right, okay, all right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Continue, please.
I'm here. Thank you.
Yes.
So, I know that you're being sued right now by the DOJ and federal courts using your own non-fighting theories. What's up with that? Because it seems like the theory you're using are being basically pursued right now by the federal judge in your Florida court that just rejected your motion to strike the term tax defier and freedom law school from the government's complaint. So you are actively being right now pursued by the methods that you're offering.
Nope.
How do you?
It's got nothing but the method I'm offering. There's no method offer per se, my friend. All I do is I show you the law and have you follow the law. Okay? Stop filing tax returns.
Now,
realize IRS is based on deception. Okay? Write your congressman. There's no method per se. You are reading the words of the government's complaint as if it's gospel, as if God spoke.
No, but you lost your challenge in the U.S. tax court, and you got shut down by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals.
Yes.
So you got shut down.
Yes, I know that.
Using your own non-fighting theories. So how do you sell that to people when you're basically being pursued right now actively in court, and you're being sued, and you are basically like narrowed, that you just avoided very, very luckily being prosecuted right away because you weren't given the information that they were asking for.
That's not. You're wrong about that. I'm not lucky. I'm not lucky.
How can you sell?
I am not lucky at all. I know what I'm doing, my friend, and you got to stop believing what they say as gospel. If you want my tax court case, I'll tell you about my tax court case. Okay, you want to know about that? My tax court case was a railroad job by the crooked Judge Morrison. He was a new judge back then, a wimp of a judge. He wouldn't even look at me one time.
No,
when the policy, I'm not gonna let you talk over me. Listen, if you talk over me one more time, I'll hang up on you. I'm not. This is the show for not just for you, for everybody. So you gotta have respect, my friend. Okay, and not interrupt me when I'm answering your question. Okay, we'll go longer, but don't cut me off. Fair enough. Thank you.
Fair enough.
What happened? Judge Morrison, the crook, when he heard that I ran for Congress one time, my wife says, "Paymon," his eyes lit up. Oh, I might be someone important because this guy's a politician versus a judge. That's what the problem with these guys are. Anyhow, so what they did to me, it was to me and my wife. They use Bureau or Labor statistics that because you lived in this place, you must have made so much income to live for these years or 1 to 06. They just said, but guess what? They had my wife's bank records and mine. They didn't use them. They didn't use them. And the agent that gave us a tax proposal to do an audit process, we faxed the IRS agent. We sent a letter to her and her manager twice. Hey, your letter says we can meet with you, talk with you. Let's sit down and talk. They didn't do that. The IRS agent admitted on the stand, says the manager told her, move on. They didn't want to audit me. They didn't want to talk to me. They didn't cooperate. And we went to tax court. But the crooked Judge Morrison said, we didn't cooperate. But the facts are opposite. The judge simply lied. L-I-E-D. L-I-E-D. He lied. Okay? Also, I point out to the judge, for example, that the law specifically written by Congress in 1998 says that when it comes to government using Bureau of Labor statistics, third-party information like that, statistical numbers, the government has the burden of proving why they're going to use these Bureau of Labor statistics, throwing numbers at you nonsense. And I brought it up again and again and again in the court case because I was on the law, on the money, 100% right. So, Judge Morrison, his decision, which was about 40 pages long, I think, quite a long decision. You know how my main argument, you know how much he addressed that issue, that crook? Tell you what that crook did. In one little footnote, he says, petitioners bring up the issue of burden of proof when it comes to this use of statistics by the IRS. And the crooked judge evaded it this way, saying, We do not need to address that question right now. We're just going to use our ordinary standard of who has the preponderance of evidence, who has the heavier side. And of course, Judge Morrison saw the government side being stronger than the mere citizen, itty bitty little me and my wife. So the judge evaded the law, knowingly, deliberately crooked. I'll give all that stuff to you to see it for yourself. So don't give me this judges said that stuff. Judges are crooks and criminals too. Judges are not gods. Oh, God spoke from the mountain, and the God above the higher mountain and the Court of Appeal rubber stamped it too. That's okay. That's one thing you gotta realize, brother. The judges are crooks or criminals. You saw it with Trump. How he was indicted in New York, in Georgia, in Washington, D.C., put on trial, all this stuff. In New York, the judge issued summary judgment without no trial, denying him, put the $300+ million bail on him. You haven't seen the crooked judges, how biased they are against the citizen and political they are? You haven't seen that? Come on, brother. You've seen that. So you think before they did Trump, they've done that to patriots like me for a long time. But let me ask you this. Did you see on my website? Here, I'm going to show you that the IRS came after me for 13 years, okay? Over $600,000 of tax they assessed on me. Page after page of tax things. It's on the screen right now. Look at that. In 2009, you're looking at page after page of tax things that gets paid on. And it took me 2 years. I had it all released and zeroed out. Did you see that? No?
I didn't see that. What I saw recently.
No, stop. Answer my question.
The Department of Justice.
Okay, pause him again. Mute him. I'm not going to listen to you. You need to answer the question. If you have a conversation, brother, you need to be respectful. You ask a question, I answer your question on point. When I answer your question, you answer my question on point. One more time, you talk over me, or if I say something you don't answer my question, I'm just going to cut you off. I got stuff to go home. Then just waste my time. Someone has no respect for me, doesn't let me say what I need to say. Okay? So I'm going to give you one more time. The question is very simple. Did you see these victories on over the IRS on my website or not? Yes or no?
I saw that. I saw that.
Okay, good.
That was very good. But what I'm talking about is the current federal judge in the case that just denied your motion to strike the words tax defier and freedom law school from the government's complaint.
Correct.
So
yes.
If your methods work because if I'm a potential client.
Correct. That's a claim.
I want to buy your product.
That's right.
Why is the U.S. Department of Justice actively suing you right now? I'm not talking about the past. You might have had other cases in the past. That's okay. I'm talking about right now. They're suing you right now in Florida Federal Court, the case 825 CV01728, to collect your unpaid taxes.
Their goal is to extend the time they think they got. Let me ask you a question. Well, you ask them one question at a time. I can't answer 3 questions. You ask a question. Their goal is to extend the time they think they got for another 10 years to collect the taxes. That's why. That's why they're doing that. But let me remind you, the complaint is merely an allegation. It's a claim. It's not proof. It's like you sue your neighbor, say, hey, your dog and came and ate my cat and my chickens, and you owe me $10,000. That's just a claim. That's not proven. That's just a claim. They can claim whatever you want. You know, so your dog claimed and ate up your multi-million-dollar rare bird also. It's a claim. It's not a proof. So, yeah, they got the claim. I said that's just a bunch of what they're doing is improper. Okay? It's not relevant to the issue of taxes owed or assessed. Has nothing to do with those things at all. Therefore, it should not be part of the complaint. And the judge said, well, it could apply to penalties, so we'll leave them there. The government must prove the tax assessments. The government must prove the penalties and interest. All that's up to them. We'll leave it up to that stage later on to deal with that at that time. But the government's claim We'll let it sit there. That's all that is. Doesn't mean I lost the case. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Now, I know you are currently in the case, so it's pending.
Do you understand what I'm saying? The complaint is just a claim. It's not proof. So they get to make the claim. And I say that's illegal. Congress passed a law in 1998. Let me ask you one more thing. Congress passed a law in 1998. Also in there, they said that the IRS is prohibited from calling people illegal tax protester, which they were doing, or similar designations. Congress explicitly prohibited the from IRS from doing that. The Treasury auditors, every so often, they've done audits to make sure the IRS has removed illegal tax protester or similar designations against people because it stigmatizes them as being bad guys, evil guys. Well, guess what? The IRS just changed that from illegal tax protester to a tax defier. It's the same thing. So I'll bring that argument up before the court, and I'm suing the government over that. They doing that illegally, but they do a lot of stuff illegally. What's new? So we'll see. All right. Any other questions?
Okay. Yeah, your site says that no student following your advice has gone to prison. So
Go get close to the microphone. Can I hear you? Get close to the microphone. Can I hear you? Get close.
And
get close to the microphone.
Oh, sorry.
So everybody can hear, not just me. Everybody's can hear. Yeah. Say it again, please.
I said your site says that no student following your advice has gone to prison. What about Richard Thomas Grant, who paid your membership, was sentenced to 33 months in federal prison for tax evasion after using your methods?
I'll cover that issue. This is number one on our frequently asked questions I'm going to bring up right now. Go to educational FAQ. That's the very first thing that comes up. Questions patriots frequently ask us. I'll put it there because that's the first thing comes up. Why did Richard Grant go to jail? There's a video on this topic which I did, which goes into it in more detail, but I'll give you a quick overview of that also. Richard Grant came to me with pre-existing issues. He stopped filing income tax with other organizations before he was with Freedom Law School. He was with me for a while. He also drank his mother's milk, went to ABC Elementary School and XYZ High School, and Freedom Law School too. Okay, I did some work for them. Then, when he got charged, he just stopped working with me. The attorney that I wanted to get for him, he didn't want to work with him. He worked with his own attorney. And neither him nor his attorney worked with me to defend him to keep him out of jail. If he worked with me, he would have been free. So, sorry, as I told you, and on my website, no one who's come to me clean, stop filing and paying income tax with Freedom Law School first, and stayed with Freedom Law School, and follow Freedom Law School's procedures, right, has ever gone to prison, nor has the IRS take the bank account, paycheck, or property. Any other questions?
Well, I'm just a bit worried about the verdict that the tax court affirmed that your unreported income estimates were accurate and upheld all failure to file and failure to pay additional taxes. And I'm concerned by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, like with you versus the commissioner, that was a failure as well. So that's just, there is multiple times where you went to court where you flat out lost. And so that's concerning to me.
Okay, listen, what's your name again, my friend?
Alex.
Alex, listen. First of all, that Court of Appeal decision, it was a one-paragraph decision. Literally, they call them unpublished rubber stamp cases. The judges don't read it. They give it some law students and dispose of these cases. Judges don't hear them. They put the name on them, but the judges don't read them. And the exhibits in this case was over a foot thick. You know, over 50 exhibits in this case. The trial of my case was several days long. Yet the Court of Appeal rubber stamp was only altogether less than 2 pages. After the heading and the introductory ending, it was just one paragraph of legal discussion. So you're too naive, Alex, to understand how crooked the judges are. Again, you need to wake up Epstein billionaire gang controls America. They're above the law. Okay? Epstein gang, you forget about it. They raped girls, not just 16, 17, but under 12 years old girls. Okay? They tortured them also. Okay? Even more heinous stuff. And guess what? They're not, the DOJ is supposed to release all. Okay, gave this guy. Alex, you guys start, I'm going to cut you off on one last time if you can do it again. So the system is crooked. They leave them alone doing heinous stuff, but of course they're going to attack me. You know why they're going to attack me? I know why. Because, Alex, you are their target. Because they know people like you will be scared to be free. You will not think for yourself and say, well, of course, they're going to try to get Payball, make an example out of him. They cannot put him in prison. Yeah, how come I'm not in prison after all these decades, Alex? Why don't they put me for a jury trial? When I file income tax? Oh, openly, because that requires 12 regular American jurors to agree beyond a reasonable doubt that I'm guilty, which I'm not. But the one crooked, government-biased judge and the Court of Appeal rubber stamp, that they can do because they're government workers. Judges are supposed to be the independent third branch of government, but they often are not. Look at January 6th as Harvard railroaded. So yes, you are right. They're not. This is the second time they've done that to me. Back in 96, they did the same thing. 4 years, 92, 93, 94. The crooked judge ruled against me. Court of Appeal rubber stamped it. They extended collection time another 10 years. In 2008, the tax expired. I paid them all these years. Zero. And I did not go to prison for that either. But guess what? They want to make sure you, Alex, you get scared. See, I'm one guy. But there's people that heard about Freedom Law School follow me are in the hundreds of thousands. They cannot get hundreds of thousands of you. They can't. So instead they say, oh, look at the leader, we got him. Well, of course they're going to try to attack me. Duh. But can I get all of you? You'll be free because there's too many of us and not enough of them. And if you have figured that out, we figured that out, there goes their way of life. You make the Hopper. He needs to watch the Hopper video, this guy. Okay, let's play the Hopper video for everybody one more time, okay? You want me to hear it? Okay, don't worry about it. We'll do that, okay? So what you want to do is this. You can be a slave if you want. Listen, I'm not talking to be free, Alex. You happen to be a slave? You happen your money, you're being poor, in debt, not have your money that belongs to you to spend on your family, give it to all the war for Israel, Epstein gang billionaires, okay? And all the bank bailouts, the corruption, crookedness that waste your money. Hey, that's your choice. I'm not making you do that. Just stop paying them. You can give them extra if you want to be safe if you want. And feel good. That you can do that if you want to. I'm not making you to be free. So what I'm inviting you to do is, if you want to be free, go look a little deeper. All the stuff you ask is on our website. You saw the Richard Grant question is on our frequently asked questions page. Okay? The very first video on that. Second video, how do I stop my employer from withholding my pay? That's why it's number 2. Number 3, I'm getting letters from the IRS, and I have no idea what they mean or how to react. Can you help me figure this out? Yes, I do. Question number 4, how do I buy a home without a tax return? All these commonly asked questions you got, they're there, my friend. So, hope that helps you out. All right, I gotta go get some sleep. It's late. I've been on this call for about almost 2 hours. Any last question you got, Alex, you want to ask me, brother? I'll give you one last question, brother.
I appreciate you, but the truth is that the Department of Justice is after you for decades long of non-fighting, for unpaid assessed deficiencies, for refusal to pay, promotion of frivolous tax schemes with your website and your products, and precursor to foreclose and levies. So you are in big trouble, my friend.
I'm not in trouble. Listen, okay. You just say something. That's just nonsense. Mute him again. Mute him again. I'm not addressing him. See, you say I'm in big trouble. What made you an authority, Alex, to declare that I'm in big trouble? Huh? What made you that? You know more about law than I do? Have you fought the government? Have you ever beat them? What makes you more knowledgeable about the law than I do to give you a opinion that you're in big trouble? I haven't filed income tax for over 30, how many years? That's 33 years. Yes, openly announcing it, helping other people not file income tax. If I was wrong, I would have been in prison a long time ago, right? So with scores, dozens and dozens and dozens of my students would have been in prison, right? But the fact that I'm not, what does that tell you? Maybe I'm doing things right. So, look at that. Alex, listen, brother. You want to be surrounded by fear and ignorance and don't go look further deeper? That's fine. But we had a caller, Pablo. He said he heard me 10 months ago on Redacted. At first, he thought I was wrong. It doesn't make sense. Crazy. He said he took 10 months to investigate, research, go to my website, verify everything, and then realized after 10 months that I was right. And he stopped being a slave and became a free man. Your call, brother. I love you. And I wish you freedom and best of health and success and happiness. Whether you might be free from the IRS or not, it's not up to me. It's up to you. Go and verify everything. Don't believe me, the government. Don't believe the propaganda of the government either. Go verify everything for yourself, my friend. And I believe if you do that, you seek the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Is at freedomlawschool.org. Okay? All right. I don't think we have any more questions. Do we, guys? Are we good? Any questions online we can answer? We're good? All right, guys. Thank you for being with me all this time. I appreciate and love you all. I wish you all freedom, best of health, and success. And is that a new caller? No? Okay, good. And I'll be back with you guys next Tuesday night.